Hello, and welcome to another video of Pixxel's Hyperspectral Academy. I'm Ryan Hammock, Pixxel's Head of Solutions Engineering. In this video, we'll discuss the characteristics of remote sensing platforms and items to consider when selecting a remote sensing dataset for your application. Satellites offer wide coverage areas, opportunities to make reliable repeat observations, and the ability to image regions that may otherwise be inaccessible, which makes satellites invaluable for imaging large regions efficiently. However, due to their position in orbit, typically low Earth orbit between 200 and 1,000 kilometers above Earth, they must have more powerful telescopes to achieve the same spatial resolution as aircraft or drone-based systems. Uncrewed aerial systems, or drones on the other hand, are well suited for small-scale research applications, and they provide very high spatial resolution, covering small areas very inexpensively. However, the typical uncrewed system has limited payload and short flight endurance, which preclude their use for large area coverage or large imaging system payloads. Crewed aircraft fall in between, covering larger areas compared to uncrewed systems and delivering higher spatial resolution than satellites. Selecting the appropriate remote sensing data source requires balancing four key characteristics: the spatial, spectral, temporal, and radiometric characteristics of each of the instruments being considered. Each of the characteristics play an important role in how remote sensing instruments are designed and how effectively they can meet their objectives. Spatial resolution refers to the size of the smallest object that can be resolved in an image. It is essentially the pixel size of an image, representing the area of the surface of the Earth that each pixel covers. High spatial resolution means the sensor can detect finer details, useful for mapping features such as roads, buildings, and individual trees or vehicles in great detail. While lower spatial resolution instruments can provide valuable data for applications with larger targets, such as ecosystem studies, observing land cover changes, or in regional studies like climate modeling. Typical ranges for a satellite sensor's spatial resolution range from 30 centimeters on the high resolution end to 1 kilometer on the low resolution end. Temporal resolution refers to how frequently a sensor revisits and captures data from the same location. High temporal resolution means the sensor can capture changes that occur over short periods, which is vital for applications like disaster response and observing urban environments or tracking vehicles. Low temporal resolution provides less frequent updates, but can still be suitable for studying slower moving phenomena such as deforestation or ice retreat. Currently available systems offer temporal revisit rates from multiple times a day to once or twice a month. Spectral resolution describes the ability of a sensor to define fine wavelength intervals. It determines how many spectral bands the sensor can detect and the width of each band. Higher spectral resolution allows the sensor to distinguish between finer differences in surface materials and vegetation types based on their spectral properties. This is crucial in applications such as identifying specific minerals, types of vegetation, or detecting subtle changes in plant health. There are several classes of instruments that are in common use. First are RGB cameras, which image only in the red, green, and blue wavelengths to mimic the response of the human eye. Next are multispectral imagers. These have 4 to 20 spectral bands. Finally are the hyperspectral imagers, which typically have 40 or more narrow wavelength bands. The final characteristic is a remote sensing instrument's radiometric performance. This is how well the instrument is able to measure the electromagnetic radiation reaching its detector. Any instrument's detector is subject to noise from a variety of sources, including its own electronics, thermal emission, and other potential sources. To quantify the amount of noise in an image, we use the signal-to-noise ratio, or SNR, when evaluating image data quality. This term refers to the amount of useful signal, the amount of reflected photons from the object, relative to the noise introduced by all the various phenomena. Higher signal-to-noise ratios reflect higher data quality. Another part of an instrument's radiometric performance is how well it is calibrated. Calibration is a process of measuring the instrument's characteristics to quantify how a signal on the detector corresponds to the number of photons reaching it. Calibration is a crucial part of the pre-launch tests performed on satellite instruments as well as a continuing part of operations after launch to monitor for any changes. Now that we understand some of the key characteristics of remote sensing instruments, we can talk about hyperspectral imagers. In the last 3 or 4 years, the technology required for hyperspectral imagers has reached a level that has made them commercially available. As a result, a broad range of in-situ airborne and spaceborne hyperspectral sensors have been developed for more remote sensing applications. It is now possible to select hyperspectral sensors that cover hundreds of spectral bands. In addition to more bands than multispectral sensors, hyperspectral bands are substantially narrower, enabling them to measure very fine spectral features. This large number of narrow bands allows hyperspectral instruments to measure and identify the spectral signatures of many unique materials. This can be done through narrow band indices that are specifically designed to leverage the fine spectral detail of hyperspectral data, spectral libraries, or advanced spectral unmixing techniques. With hyperspectral data, there's a trade-off between spatial and spectral information. Even at the sensor level, increasing the spatial resolution results in smaller pixel sizes, which typically decreases the SNR. This happens because higher resolution pixels cover smaller areas of a detector and therefore capture fewer photons, decreasing the amount of signal relative to the amount of noise. Similar to spatial resolution, higher spectral resolution, that is, narrower spectral bands, can lead to a lower SNR. As they capture less total energy because they are sampling a smaller portion of the spectrum in each band, and therefore observe fewer photons. This reduction in captured energy can decrease the signal relative to noise in each spectral band. Until now, there have been relatively few spaceborne hyperspectral sensors due to limitations in the underlying technologies. These limitations made hyperspectral imagers large, expensive, and limited in their utility. Another limiting factor was analytical methods. We've now reached a tipping point in the maturity of the underlying hyperspectral imager technology and analysis techniques that are enabling smaller, cost-effective hyperspectral satellites. Hyperspectral imagers represent an exciting advance in remote sensing technologies thanks to their ability to capture unique spectral signatures. Measuring the spectral information enables remote sensing with more specificity and detail than has been available before. The availability of commercial hyperspectral imaging will dramatically increase the data available for Earth observation applications, including geology, forestry, geography, agriculture, hydrography, mining, meteorology, climate change monitoring, and military, security, and law enforcement applications. Thank you for joining us for these first introductory Hyperspectral Academy videos. I hope you will join us for our application-specific Hyperspectral Academy to learn more about how hyperspectral data can provide insights in your application.